we know that we're going to be a company, we just need to know which one.
Scott. So you guys want to do a business makeover later?
Yes.
So this is about you and your
This
family.
is about me and my family because of some of those questions. So my husband and I have been married 22 years last week. Thank you. We have two 16-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old daughter in 6th grade.
Two 16-year-old twins?
No, a 16-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old daughter. Yes.
And are you incorporated, your husband?
No, my husband is a police officer, or he's a sergeant. Actually, it's interesting, we live in the Bay Area. So he works for Mountain View Police Department, which is where Google is.
He probably knows.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
That's cool.
So my husband knows the woman that he was talking about. So
she was on TV. That was so cool to watch last week.
Yes.
All right, so how much does he make?
So right now, so here's interesting. We didn't know how to set up his paycheck, so he makes about $200,000, but he doesn't bring that home. That's about what he makes.
Of course he doesn't.
Because we don't do
this tax.
it's a nightmare.
Okay, so he makes $200K, and then what do you make?
Last year
You're sole
I was a sole proprietor, and so I am until we do this
today.
Yes. Well, yes. So for the last 2 years, I've averaged about between 109 and 127,000.
Okay, and any other income in the family?
No.
Okay, and what's your expense load like?
So we were the ones that got out of debt. So we have a house. We own our home.
Okay, that's over here.
Yep, we own our home.
Right?
No, we do not. We have a house. So our house is worth right now about 800, and our loan amount is about 3.
Okay, so one of the things I want you all to notice, why we'll never take that game online. I also watch Kiyosaki do that, and I would say wrong. They spent $3 million of investor money putting their cash flow game online. The problem is when you go online and the math is done, you lose all the learning. It stayed alive for about 6 months and then it got boring. Because what you just saw me do, income and expense, I went to expense and where did she take me? To an asset and a liability. Does that make sense? And so what's the expense on that? The actual loan, mortgage?
The mortgage, $300,000.
Well, how much you pay per month?
$22.17.
Do you guys see the difference? So when you don't, every financial move moves around usually a P&L on the balance sheet. And until you learn to do that, it's just numbers and a checkbook, right? Okay, what other expenses?
We have one car payment, $400. I own my other car. We have a trailer, so that's $200. $200.
So just lump it now.
Okay, so then all I have left is, that's it.
$3,000 a month, $4,000.
Yeah, so glad you guys are learning. Some of you have come up to me already and been like, thank God you're up there. So I do not have a trust yet.
This is things to do.
Yeah, the red, I'm not, the red marker. So, and obviously incorporating my
You
business.
live in
Northern California.
right?
Yes.
So right now, all of this would go to probate.
Yeah. Especially married to police officer. This one here, it's freaked me out for a long time. So I'm also that person.
When is it going to be like enough to say, I got to stop, fix this, and then go? I say there's going to be a calm. It'll just be like set.
So it's been an awareness. It hasn't been that.
401k or anything else?
Just the 80,000 in deferred comp.
Did you guys have 401k savings, stock plans?
No.
That's a lot of money. Where to go?
In the world. Uncle Sam.
You've been a great economist.
I have been fabulous. Northern California is wonderful because of us. Yes. We had a lot of, so we're also the same people that went through foreclosure. Our first house that we had, we lost that. We recovered from that beautifully. So yeah, we had that go through, so that was a lot of it. But yeah, just kind of out in the world, don't really know.
Okay, so we have some fixing to do.
Absolutely.
Okay. These are urgents, actually.
And entity, because I am the...
Well, and I'm going to put one out here. is one that's just kind of designated for the girls.
So I definitely want to do
And
that.
up here, they're not 18 yet. Let's start
Yeah.
getting something in there,
That's fine.
and then we can divide and conquer that later.
That's fine.
What else do you want though? So right now,
Okay.
your husband's gonna keep doing what he's doing, so you're
Yeah.
really the variable income opportunity,
Correct.
right?
And so basically we live off of his salary, and so his salary covers everything that we want to do in our life.
Yes.
So that's just what we spend, that's how we make the payments and
So
on our
what
life.
do you want to make?
And I want to be, by the end of this year, we want to be each making, $250,000. So that's $500,000 for our business profit, so then we can bring that home.
Right, so that means your margins are probably high given what you're doing, so
35%, we think?
you're gonna make over $1 million to take home what you want.
Right.
This is gonna be a fun business makeover. We haven't done this one in a long time, when we set up a family. And then we're gonna set up, are you married? Okay, so we're gonna set up a business relationship.
Yes.
But because she's married, it creates interesting situations potentially for you. Because the last thing you want is something to happen to her, and guess who your partner is?
We've talked about
Him.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing they like each other.
But there's ways to not
Of
have
course.
that.
Right, well, when I was in a limited partnership with someone who stole all our money and moved to Arizona. After I did all the work, those were fun too. We had insurance on each other, that if something had happened, that they would pay out the partner. So like those are the type of things we want to find out, do we need to do some of that? So I have the knowledge, so my challenge is, where I think in the 3 things that Randy's been sharing, is the keeping of the money.
Yep.
We do have a cash flow challenge because of it being a newer business, but we can produce because we proved it. And
So
then
then
it's
over
keeping
here,
it.
if you're gonna live on my husband's, you're then pretty much gonna take 250 and move it straight into the.
Yes, that would be the,
That should be like a nice idea.
yes, that would be beautiful.
It would be good.
It would be absolutely beautiful.
And what do you look, what based on opportunities, what,
So
make it up
we-
today, we're clearly.
Right, no, so so actually Carson and I talked a lot about this. We really, our top 3 were the gas and oil, the CBD.
Need that
and-
against that.
Yeah,
And what
and the CBD, we really, even though I'm married to a police officer, that's always fun. That's always fun. And it's hilarious because I live in Raider territory, which is why, but I grew up in, where's Mark? I grew up in Colorado, so I'm a die-hard Denver Bronco fan. Met John Elway his rookie year. Die-hard Denver Bronco fan. I like football, just like you do.
What else? Give me one more just for.
What was the other one that we talked about? Was it the tax and entities or the crypto? Yeah. Those were the 3 that we.
I'm gonna put one up here.
Please,
A lot of people
please.
don't know about this little baby. It's the notes that we talked about, the convertible will be the bank, right?
Pretty much that's just
always
lack of
a great
knowledge
one.
would be the only reason not
It's
to know
always a
that.
great one.
Okay. And we want to build a retreat center for like the work that we do and stuff like that. So that's okay. Is that
We'll do
realistic?
that in yours.
Okay,
So
great.
here's what, just so I can, so this is you two talking, but these are your assets with your husband. And you have no prenup, so this is a different game.
Got it.
With
This
your
is why we're
family.
doing this.
But
Okay.
you can, different 2 deals, comparison. So
Got
there'll be you, your family, your money, your estate, your insurance, your trust. And then there'll be what you two build separately.
Okay. My company would be good.
He'd be good with that.
He would probably want to do some real estate.
Because you guys have been married, I would assume there's no prenup, which means legally to buy and build, like wording, signing authority.
Correct. Yes. 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 So that he would agree with these as well.
All right, so right now, it's getting you structured, and then other things that are gonna come, and we're gonna talk about this tomorrow morning. So again, huge conversation in banking, and just really that micro stuff that a lot of you, like how do you do merchant servicing, how do you do, like, all that stuff that's boring, that nobody tells you about, and you wonder, did you set it up? We're gonna go through a little checklist,
Beautiful.
all right? Because you don't want just the entity, you wanna make sure the banking, right, how you set up your credit cards, all of that.
Yes.
It's set up right, and then with Carson, you're also gonna have operating agreements.
Yes.
That'll be part of the combined makeover. So all of this is necessary, and then let's ramp.
Yes.
And then as you ramp, you decide.
Yes.
What's gonna be different for all of you is as you ramp up or you figure this out, you don't wait to learn about this, you learn on the journey. So while you're making it, you're learning, right? Because some of you, you're gonna get tired of running a company and go like, I can't stand this, right? So knowing about where it's gonna go, like I almost want like a shopping list, like your first 50 is going where, your next 50 is going where. So it's already forecasted, you already know. It's not like, well, I'm gonna make it, put it away, and then I'll wonder, right? Because then you spend it away. It's typical behavior, right?
Oh, yes.
You spend it away
Right.
versus, you know, no, we're not gonna do that because this money's allocated to go here and here and wherever you decide to put it. Right, okay, cool. Any other questions? So you're just a little, you're set up, and then let's go run. And this time, put it away.
And then,
Oh, the one thing you did not put on here
yes,
is like 401k, solo,
yes,
and Roth,
yes,
and Roth for the girls,
yes.
right? And again, all of this, because some of you are gonna say, oh my gosh, I can't, you know, or I can't get it all done at once. As long as all this happens by the end of the year, you're fine. So it doesn't have to happen today, but it's gotta be in the plan for the rest of the year. So tomorrow when we do planning, you can chunk it by month and say, okay, this month I'm gonna do this month I'm gonna get this done, this month I'm gonna get this done. So, because sometimes a lot of people leave here and say, I'm not gonna do this until this happens. You're gonna do a lot of simultaneous action. Plan is gonna be fluid.
So just everything that you've shared since we walked in the room yesterday has always been the I've known but not the know-how. And then trusting that if I do go down the path, that is the right one. So like when we were talking about the insurance yesterday, it doesn't help that my very best friend in the world of 12 years is a State Farm insurance agent and is the one who's giving me all of this advice that we're about to all undo. So you think that you're doing the right thing and trusting the right people and going down the path. And so that's when you had said, you know, what about the trust? It's like, well, I never know exactly what I'm supposed to do with it. So this has been, the pain is there, and I told Carson this morning, I was like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to walk away at 46 years old and still not have this shit done.
Well, because here's what can happen to you in 4 years, right? You actually do, well, this is going to grow, but let's just say you actually get $1 million over there.
Yeah.
Right? So $1 million at 10%, actually I'm going to go easier math, right? 12% is how much? 120,000 passive income per year.
Yeah.
Divide by 12. $1 million at a 12% average is going to give you 10,000 a month. And if anything happens to have you over here, you decide you want to slow this down, you've set yourself and your girls at a $10,000 a month.
So it's 100% lack of knowledge and opening the brain to that part. 100%.
And access.
And access to the right people.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This is fun.
No, this is beautiful. I only want to throw up a little bit. I woke up at 5 this morning.
Based on the income side over here, when she changes her entity, she'll automatically increase her revenue, right? I mean, by probably 35% to 40%. At least, so she doesn't really have to worry about the cash flow so much because she'll automatically get that.
But this is a different, this is active income, this is passive income.
Yeah.
Very different kinds of money,
Sure.
right?
I think everybody in the room has done, you're saying, I have this friend, they're an insurance agent, and we've done all this stuff, and I trust them. How do we not burn the bridge when we have to change? I don't know, maybe else is thinking of this
Burn it.
You don't, no, I got a lot of people say,
No, but we have to be respectfully good with our friends and say, I've trusted
Just
you
going
for
to
so
different-
long, I need to go this
Because
direction.
they don't live in my house. And they don't raise my kids. And they don't. No. Are you kidding? I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I just had to say, look, you're my best friend. We've been friends for 12 years. You've set all this up and I'm going in a different direction and I can't sacrifice my family and these decisions
and I'm just gonna say both of you, yeah. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. Don't talk so much.
Right.
I'm just going in a different direction.
Mhm.
Because the minute you have the whole friend and connection and blah, 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 like I have a lot of clients like that won't give up their CPA because they're their sibling. I say, keep the sibling, get rid of the CPA. Right? So it's just I'm going in a different direction and honestly it isn't their business. Right. You know, I'm just going in a different direction. Right? Well, what are you doing? See, I'll let you know. You know, it's gonna work out. Because once you get in that conversation and you're not strong in the conversation, then you get in convincing and negotiating. It's like, I'm just going in a different direction. Done. Make it simple, don't talk so much. Take the explanation out of some of their concern. And if they see you rocking it out over here, I guarantee she'll come back and say, what the hell are you doing?
She'll be in this room.
What just happened to you? Because what I'm doing is not working, right? And it's not a safe harbor, I mean, it's a great company.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just-
no, it has nothing to do with that. It's
It's not
just,
gonna serve a corporate life.
It's
The read that
correct.
you need to have. You might keep some of it here. That sounds good. All right, go ahead.